Hello everyone, this is BKT-BUS here. Oops. And today, I'm going to be doing the top 10 decks of the not Primal Clash, the Breakthrough through Burning Shadows format. And these are all the decks I've tested. I even tested some dead decks, and I know they're dead. I know Mega Mewtwo and Eviltal, and yeah, I know those aren't good, really, and Houndoom. But I tested them anyway. Because maybe they were super amazing and I didn't really realize it. Also, I know that it says Mega Gardevoir, Primal Clash, and Primal Clash isn't legal. It was reprinted in Generations. I'm not stupid, and I know what I'm talking about. So these are all the decks I've tested. Tested a lot, obviously, so yeah. We'll see you in the actual video. I actually can't do a webcam because it's covering up some of the text, but these are, in my opinion, from testing, you saw the decks I tested, it's about 30, the top 10 decks in Standard, in order from worst to best in terms of, you know what I mean. Darkrai GX isn't the worst deck in format, but it is the worst in testing of the top 10. Has a decent Gardevoir GX matchup. Fastest second rotation, doesn't lose too much to rotation, and does big damage. So the Gardevoir matchup is still an uphill battle, but it is definitely winnable, and Gardevoir can dead drop pretty often. So I actually won quite a few series with Darkrai. It probably is the fastest second format, being that it's basics, basically just it's just basics and energy acceleration. That's really basically the entire deck, and I realize I'm saying basically a lot. I'm sorry. It doesn't lose really anything to rotation. I mean, Versus Seeker and Trainer's Mail, but that's pretty much what everything loses. Yeah, Restoration is really good. The deck doesn't really have a very good GX attack yet. Dead End GX is kind of terrible. But still, and Dark Cleave isn't a horrible attack. The Darkrai GX's attack isn't terrible. And it does so much damage. It does a lot of damage. But the reason it's at number 10, because these all seem like reason it should be at number 1, is it actually didn't win that often. Like, I didn't test some of the more obscure matchups, or the ones that I know were. Either way, like, I mostly tested the matchups of this deck. It actually only went, like, these decks. I tested, like, the top 15 when I was theory modding. It probably did, like, 8 wins out of 15, which compared to the other ones isn't as good as I hoped. Next is Crabominable, and this is like the only really rogue deck on this list, but it is so good. First of all, I didn't put this on here. It hits for Zoroark, Drampa, and Darkrai GX's weakness. Its attack for 1 energy does 80 and 10 damage to itself for each damage counter that is already on it. But before you attack, you can heal all the damage with Max Potion and only discard 1 energy max. You never use double stomps, so don't even. Strong Energy is good because it's a good damage modifier. It sets up really fast, really easily. Like I said, it's just a stage 1, which means that you can use Muscle Dumbbells. So it's 180 HP. So your opponent's gonna have a hard time one-shotting it. Unfortunately, it has Psychic weakness. That's a problem. I think it's Psychic or Grass. Either way, that's bad. And the retreat cost is 4. But it's one of the decks that I know there are a lot of budget players, and there's a lot of really high budget players. This is the perfect deck for both of you guys, because you can have Strong Energy that comes on foils or commons, Max Potion, you can have secret rares from either set, just a reverse holo, or even just a regular one. Even the Crabominable, you can have the Burning Shadows pre-release promo, or just the regular rare. It's just such an easy deck to play, and it does so much damage. It actually did surprisingly well. I think it won like 9. It actually beat Gardevoir GX quite often. It's like a 50-50 to 55-45 Gardevoir matchup. Just because it takes like 2 hits to knock out, at least 2 hits, usually, and you can heal off the damage. So it wins Gardevoir GX pretty often. Greninja, Break, sorry, this font is terrible, and this whole slide is really bad, I apologize, but it can break really bad, which is why it's not, like, number 5. It has a good matchup against everything that's not grass. Sets up amazingly when you don't break. Rare Candy plus, Evo Soda is a good replacement for, like, the Dive Balls and Level Balls, because it's still a good, engine, sort of. And Frogadier is just so good with water duplicates. And now if you have Frogadier's Prize, it doesn't matter because you play Rare Candy anyway. So you just Froakie and jump into Greninja. I think that the Talonflame version is by far the best version. Before it was debatable, I think, up until, like, Evolutions, I think Talonflame was always the way to go. Then it started getting debatable, and I think Talonflame is definitely the way to go now. You want to take a Talonflame break, probably. But yeah, it's just an amazing deck. And it hits Volcanion for weakness. This deck isn't going to be too common, though, so Volcanion's still going to have pretty good matchups. Otherwise. Vikavolt, Tapu Bulu. Generally, it sets up pretty fast. It has great energy acceleration from the deck. It recycles energy with Brock's Grit, as you can see. It has high damage output with Tapu Bulu, and it's Greninja for weakness, so it's just a really good deck. Also, I should have said this before, I can do a deck Prile, what the fuck? Pardon my language. I can do a deck profile for all of these. I'll probably do them number 10 and number 9 then. I will have to do proxies. I proxied most of the cards. The only post-rotation deck that I have completely built right now is Volcanion. Alolan Ninetales, I'm only missing like 3. No, I have all of Greninja Break. Yeah. But, Alolan Ninetales, I'm missing like 3 cards, and then the rest I'm missing a lot. Like this, I have the Vikavolts, Treasure Bugs, I have 2 Grubbin, I have 1 Tapu Bulu. Like, it's Golisopod GX. I basically use entirely proxies. It's easy setup. Lots of, oh, I'm sorry, the font's really bad on this one too. Easy setup. Lots of tech options. I put in Zoroark. I saw this on the meta deck. I've been testing out with Zoroark. That's what I've been liking the best, is Zoroark. Guzma's great for it, and 1 energy for 120 damage is not something to laugh at. Yeah, and it has like 240 HP. And the reason that Zoroark is good, well, A, Mind Jack is overpowered, but, it can stand in retreat, so you can switch with Golisopods, like, a lot. Espeon, Garbodor, Divide GX is really good for late game. Garbotoxin is good against almost all the meta, as you can see from this list. Almost all these decks play abilities. Some of them aren't as ability reliant, like Darkrai is ability, I can't talk. Ability reliant, but it's still good. Items are less relevant, but not as less relevant as to not, like, make it good. It's still really good, and the confusion from Psybeam is so annoying, I swear. You don't understand how painful it is to flip for every freaking attack you do. Like, oh, I get game next turn. Oh, wait, I have to flip a coin. Oh, nope, I lost. That's the equivalent. Alolan Ninetales GX. I actually had trouble figuring out which 3 cards to put in as, because you notice I have 3 cards up top. Those are like the key cards. I actually had trouble deciding because there's so many like key cards to the deck. You know, you have Brooklet Hill. That's not that relevant. Ninetales, Vulpix, Aquapatch, Tapu Koko, even the new Ninetales, Octillery. You know, whatever. Vulpix is an amazing card for setting up. I actually got 2 playsets of Toys R Us Vulpixes. One of them is still sealed, so I have 4 sealed Vulpixes. and then 4 non-skilled. Yeah, it's awesome. Aqua Patch is great for energy acceleration, and I love the way it pairs with Blizzard Edge, because you Blizzard Edge, discard 2 water, and then Aqua Patch them both to the bench one. You can also Blizzard Edge away your DCE if you know you're not going to snipe much in that matchup. Ice Path makes it hard to KO Ninetales. Yeah. Muscle Dumbbells might be good. I definitely right now in testing for, but you know, it's still possible. I mean, 250 HP, that's a Wailord. You guys remember Wailord. And Ice Path? Come on. That's Wailord. Just play max potions and you might as well just play Wailord. I'm joking completely. Don't play Wailord, don't play max potions and Ninetales. Metagross is the only super bad matchup. The Gardevoir GX matchup is okay. It's not great. Yeah. But Metagross, you cannot win. You can do whatever the hell you want. Sorry for my language again. Alolan Ninetales might, because there's no real ability lock. You might be able to sneak in some games by, like, just having a Alolan Ninetales and them not having any attackers. But that is the only way that you could win. And even then, they can, like, attack with a Beldum or a Metang and win. Like, that's... I wrote 9 towels on the thing, but whatever. It's good. I still think Metagross is almost unwinnable. This next one is Giant Paw Garbodor, a deck that I personally both love and hate at the same time. Giant Paw Garbodor, I just said that, I'm sorry. Po-Town is better than Magma Base, I think, because most of the decks that are meta relevant are evolution decks right now, because of GXs and stuff. So, it can disrupt that. Items are a tiny bit less relevant. I wrote irrelevant. I'm sorry, I made this in like half an hour, so they're a tiny bit less relevant than they used to be. Yeah. It hits for weakness against, well, Garbodor hits for weakness against Espeon GX, which is kind of nice. And it sets up super fast, super easy, and attacks for 1 energy. Gardevoir matchup is terrible because even if you manage to get them to play a bunch of items, they shuffle them back in. So it's fucking terrible. Sorry, I'm sorry. Been cussing a lot. I apologize. Oh, I screwed up on this slide too. Anyway, sorry about that. Gardevoir GX is only my second one. I know, it's so crazy. Evolution acceleration with the ANC, his ability is broken, his attack is broken, his GX attack is broken. So energy acceleration plus Evil Ball plus recycling, it's just an insane combo, especially for 1 card. Its damage is insane, it has such high HP. Metagross, though, kills it. Before I go on to number 1, I want to talk about some honorable mentions. And you're just going to see the Gardevoir slide, because I don't have slides for the honorable mentions. Sorry about that. But, there is... My brain is dumb. Oh, honorable mentions. Right. Gardevoir Default. Oh my god, I'm so bad at YouTube. Metagross, this was too inconsistent, I feel. It has really good matchups against a lot of these decks, but it's just a little inconsistent. Decidueye, both variants, just straight Decidueye, Decidueye Tex, and Decidueye Ninetales. I guess that's 3. Just wasn't working out without Forest, so yeah. Zoroark Drampa was also one. I feel like 70 HP and being weak against, like, even Passimian, well, 70 HP with Zoroark because of Po-Town. It's just too bad. I guess I can play Rainbow Energy, but then that's really inconsistent. I just don't think it's as good as it was. Especially with Garbodor decks not being, like, the top deck anymore. It's not, like, huge. Yeah, that's all the honorable mentions I can think of. Number 1. Oh, shocker. Probably only a shocker because you didn't see it on the list before. Volcanion. As you guys know, this has become my favorite deck. I built it after Athens Regionals, because it made top 8 several spots, I believe. That and Turbo Darkrai and Mega Gardevoir were like the titans of that format. So it did well. And I built it, and I instantly loved it. Like, oh, it was so good. It was so fast. Insane energy acceleration with Power Heater and Kiawe. Great damage output, 130 plus 30 for each energy you discard from your hand. I guess that's not technically how it works, but water weakness isn't too relevant. Greninja, but that's not going to be as good anymore, I don't think. I know it's on the list, but Kiawe, scary. Turn 1 Kiawe is broken. Hits for 2 major weaknesses, water and fire. I guess the water weakness isn't that important except in a mirror match. Yeah. Super consistent, just so freaking... It doesn't need Trainer's Mail or Versus Seeker to be consistent. Horrible Greninja matchup. The Ninetales matchup, you'd be surprised, is actually not that bad. I'd say 50-50. In the games I tested, Ninetales did take up the series 2-1. That Alolan Ninetales is the main, because, well, Blizzard Edge is, I guess, it kills everything, but it's not that, destroying with just the snipes. Like, you basically want to build up damage on their Vulpix till they have to evolve and stop using Beacon. Force them to use their Ice Blade early on, like, a regular Volcanion, and then you can attack for free, or not for free, but basically freely ignoring whatever problems. Weakness Policy might be relevant, but I don't think so. Ho-Oh and Turtonator GX are both good techs. I've been testing out both the 2 Turtonator and 1 Ho-Oh, 1 Turtonator. I don't like the 2 Ho-Oh. The Nitro tank needs to be in there at least a little bit. But yeah, this is just the best deck in my opinion for the upcoming format. Let me know if I missed any decks on this list, or let me know what you disagree with, whether it be the honorable mentions or even something that I said. Yeah, just keep on gaming. Subscribe, leave a like, tell me what I did right and wrong, and I'll probably do deck profiles for these shortly. Blah, blah. That was so bad.